Greetings, Wolverines, and thank you for joining me. I hope my video today finds you in a very peaceful and uplifting place. Today, we're going to go over some fundamental rules that were passed down to me by my father. Now, my father is not your average father. He basically, to me, is kind of a street dad, on the rougher side of the mountain kind of dad. But I can tell you, my listeners, this Queen Wolverine would have had it no other way because he prepared me with the ferociousness that is needed to survive out here in the wilderness. So we're going to go get into some Wolverine view inspired by the absolute, undefeated, unequivocal king of the Wolverines. The first concept that he has really implemented to me, especially lately in these times through our conversations, is self-awareness. He says, regardless of your situation or your position, you must first accept your environment. You must accept where you are and what is going on. Not to make it worse than what it is, but you must accept what it is first. And the thing I want to just interject here before I go on that I love about my dad is my dad loves the BL. He gets right to it, cleans the plate, and disappears. And that's one thing that anybody who knows my dad can say. He's one of a kind. There's no one better. But so self-awareness, again, regardless of where you are, accept where you are, accept your environment. Number 2, do you. So basically this concept means whatever else anyone else is doing, don't be distracted by the external. Keep focused and keep 100% laser focused on your goals and your ambitions and your agenda. Run your life like a president of your own life. Keep all of your business and all of your ambition in the forefront of your mind. And do not sway or lose focus and gather up other energies that take you off the path of what you're trying to do. So that's basically what he means when he says, always do you. Keep doing you. Stay doing you. Okay? So that's number 2. Number 3, navigation. Now, I honestly think this is one that my dad, I don't know, it's hard to gauge with him, but I think he likes this one maybe more than any of them. I could be wrong. A lot of times I am with him, but navigation. I personally like this one a lot, and he kind of goes into this one and has always, again, hammered this in to all of his children. Navigation, adjusting to conditions regardless to the change. So that is something that's key. And he always used to tell us, and he told me this when I was really young, he said, this is a law of nature. He studied and loved to absolutely mimic the laws of nature in regards to how you teach character and virtue and different things that give you foundation and strength, right? So, law of nature, animals either adapt or they become extinct. They either change with the environment, and you see many examples of this in nature. When you can see animals that have gotten stranded on certain islands, or animals that have actually have changed and become more able to deal with their environment through changes that have happened in the environment. So same thing with us. When you are in a situation where change like now is abundant, you have to be able to adjust. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to stay on your toes. You have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that actually was also said by Sugar Free, but that's been one of my dad's main principles. And he said it in the way of, remember, navigation. Regardless of what happens, you have to be able to navigate. Another principle that he has, that, again, this one's, like a broken record. Get your own God. So that's self-explanatory. In short, it means seek. Seek your own spiritual path. Don't be led, bribed, conned, or weakened, or guided, or pressured into a God. Find your own God. And that's simple. The next one is self-love. And bottom line, and we just talked about this the other day, none of these things can happen without self-love. You have to decide to love yourself first. You have to decide that you are worthy and valuable. He tells me all the time, he had, like I said, a rougher upbringing, to say the least, and he just decided that he was going to be worth something to him. And now he lives in one of the most beautiful areas in all of Los Angeles County. Okay? So, it's just amazing how some of these simple things have helped me so much and guided me in and out of, or should I say, allow me to navigate these waters a lot better. And I hope, they can help you. So self-love is one of the fundamental things that you have to start with before you can have self-awareness, before you have the confidence just to do you and concentration and focus on doing you, before you have the actual compass and aerial view of the navigation. So it all comes back to having self-love. Knowing that you're worthy, making yourself a believer in you. And that underlines another principle that my dad has, is don't be a follower. And, it's interesting now because I have a channel and I do want people to subscribe, and I hope my message reaches people. And I hope people like my video. Share it with everyone if you think it's valuable. But I'm nobody to follow, and I don't follow nobody. And that is a word to my daddy. So, when I say follow, I mean, yes, share, network, gain, do the things that you need to do. But when you start following somebody else, in regards to, once again, getting off your focus, that's just not, that's never gonna work. And that is just not a principle in my whole, DNA. Another thing, another one I want to talk about that he is really big on is always have your own money. Always be able to take care of yourself. Before you try to figure anybody else out, before you try to figure anything else out, take care of yourself. And there's a saying, God bless the child that has his own. It's the same thing. He says it in a different way. So a lot of these principles and concepts are just short little snippets, little fire bursts for your mind, just to have you think about the next time you find yourself in a situation up against some difficulties. A lot of us, like I said, are going through a lot of things. Take a moment and see if you're hitting some of these really good nuggets. Self-awareness, navigation. Are you doing you still? You know what I'm saying? Do you have the right value for yourself and self-love in the situation? These are things that are important, and I'm so grateful to have had a father that taught me the significance of things. Another thing I want to just mention that I'm thinking about just now is signs and symbols. This man used to come in and say, always watch for signs and symbols because they're always there. And that's another thing. A lot of times we get red flags, all kind of yellow flags, all kind of blue flags, all kind of flags of every color, but we never pay attention to them. He used to say, don't nothing really sneak up on you. It's been there. So watch for the signs and signals for things, But yeah, it's been such a joy for me to share some of these things with you. I hope that they make a difference in some way, or you just enjoyed listening to what wonder they've made in my life. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and share this video if you choose. Thanks for joining me.